Hi, Kat.
Hi, how you going?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, really good, thank you.
You're looking beautiful.
Thank you very much. And I feel this fresh air, or is it at the weekend?
Hey, Kat, thank you so much for doing the interview for me today. First of all, tell us a little bit about yourself and why you decided to do the cleanse.
Okay, myself, when I was doing the cleanse, I was 27 and mother of a 3.5-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
So I really wanted to sort of start making some really healthy choices. We did eat well, but I always knew we could have done better. And it was all sort of, not a lot of packaged food, but it was not very educated choices, quite standard. So I'd heard about you doing your cleanses for a little while, and it was something that really intrigued me because the whole Wholefood idea was something that was so interesting, yet it was a little bit scary because, you know, the whole health food shops, I'd been in there a couple of times, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to choose. It was all just like this great big, I ended up always leaving after buying something familiar like coconut or something that I knew. And so, when the spring cleanse came up, I thought this is a really great chance, and I was sort of getting to a point where I was doing a lot more self-love with my yoga teacher training that I was doing. I was sort of becoming more, not self-focused, but sort of more aware and sort of wanting to do positive change and that sort of thing. And so, that's where I came to the point where the cleanse came along, and it was a really good time in my life to do something positive both for myself and for my daughter. And it was, wonderful choice made at exactly the right time for me. So before the cleanse, I was a big meal eater, so I ate a lot of meals, a lot of snacks. Coffee was my big thing. Like I said, we did eat pretty healthy, but it was sort of an unaware healthiness. Every meal had to have meat for some reason, and they're always really large meals. During the cleanse, that sort of helped me get an idea that, you don't need to cook such large portions, eating to how you feel rather than just eating whatever's on your plate. And also giving yourself a chance to, check in with your body and see how you feel post-cleanse. It probably wasn't straight afterwards, but a few weeks afterwards I started finding myself less interested in having meat with my meals. That was a really big thing that I got out of the first cleanse. And that was really, really interesting, sort of, not having that meat craving or just, accepting that it was okay and feeling better for it. And it was more sort of eating to how I was feeling, eating to what felt good for me at the time, and also eating what was available too seasonally rather than going and grabbing imported ingredients. So I think the awareness of what I was putting into my body was a lot greater. My awareness of how I was feeling with what I was putting into my body was a lot better. So definitely an increased awareness, which I think has been nothing but good.
And what were the main benefits you felt in your body after the cleanse?
I definitely felt like I had more energy, and I felt a lot calmer because I sort of integrated a little bit of meditation and sort of self-care as well. And I think it all just fostered, like, taking that time for myself. I felt more positive about myself. I was proud of myself for doing it, especially like the lack of meat and things. So that was a big thing that came out of it, was, a little bit more of the self-love and self-respect. And, just like the more energy physically, and just sort of being calmer, not as stressy as I used to get. That's definitely been a big part, whether that's probably food related, especially with, eating high, much more than I probably would have needed. My body was probably working harder than it needed to process all that extra stuff. But, and losing coffee probably had a big impact on my calmness.
As it does for all of us.
That damn coffee.
How did you find the cleanse and with not having meat, in terms of feeling satiated enough or full or satisfied enough with your meals? Did you find that the menus provided that for you?
Menus, definitely. I never felt hungry throughout the cleanse, which was really interesting because I was eating less. And I was eating, I didn't have that meat component. And I think the meals were tasty enough where I wasn't missing the meat. Like, it really didn't even fish, because I don't think the first cleanse I did was, there was no fish in that one. And I didn't even really miss the fish. And I was surprised that, such a big part of what had been my diet was now, I really wasn't fussed losing it. I didn't miss it And yeah, it was definitely, I was having tastier meals that left me feeling better. So that was a big eye-opener, was the whole meat thing. And it was like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
I think the support was probably the best aspect of this cleanse. Not just the support, like the Facebook and your emails and things, but the education that you provided about healthy eating and healthy lifestyle choices. And when you... Wait, what do you want? When you start to learn about... And that was what was interesting, like, because there's so much misconception there about health, and the information that you provided not only was a good guide, but it really, you know, cultivates an interest in finding out more about the foods that you're eating, and then you just become absolutely dumbfounded with what is out there. That's been the biggest difference for me, has been that education provided along the way, along with the support, and you're really empowering people to sort of learn more about their diets and make that positive change last for more than those 3 weeks. You really sort of, how can you really go back and, you know, eat bread like crazy when you really know what gluten's doing to you, and when you've got all these alternative options available to you that you've never have considered before. So those tools have really helped, and that's what I found that I haven't found in any other cleanse, well, especially not with the Ayurvedic one. That was just eat the same thing for 7 days and that's that. Whereas the support and the education was the biggest difference, as well as, having that knowledge of the food and seasonal, all that thing as well. That's a big difference. And the variety and taste. You're not being hungry.
My main intention with the cleanse is to empower you and to give you the education and the tools to make change that is going to continue through your life. Have you continued with that lifestyle since the program?
Most definitely. I did go back to having my wine and the occasional coffee, but there was definitely some permanent things in there. Like, we still use a lot of the recipes now.
Yeah.
And like that Facebook page, it's still there. If you've got a question about something, it's just, you pop it up, you ask the question, and there's still that forum there that can answer that, and that's fantastic.
Yeah, cool.
Even some things you don't find out till a little bit later on. You're still learning about yourself, but you've still got that support and that community there, which is like-minded, and that can really help.
Yeah.
But, there's been definite changes in our eating styles and what we're putting into our bodies, which is really great.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, it's paying off. You're looking absolutely amazing.
Well, thanks very much. You're a good motivator.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad. And thanks for doing the interview.
No worries. That was good. Good to see your face again.
Yeah.
Okay.